Way We Were, through the lens of A Course in Miracles, becomes a poignant meditation on memory, identity, special love, projection, and the ache of trying to preserve a self-image through relationship. The title itself already carries ACIM resonance, The Way We Were. The ego lives through psychological time. It constantly revisits what happened, who hurt whom, who we used to be, what was lost, what could have been. ACIM repeatedly teaches that the past survives primarily through attachment in the present mind. Memory becomes identity maintenance. Katie and Hubble are deeply attracted to each other, but they are also attached to incompatible self-concepts. Katie is intense, political, emotionally driven, morally serious. Hubble is charming, adaptable, socially fluid, and conflict avoidant. Neither is wrong, but both are relating partly through projected ideals rather than direct seeing. That's central to ACIM's understanding of special relationships. The ego initially experiences attraction through incompletion. You have something I lack. You complete my missing self-image. Katie sees in Hubble a kind of ease and beauty she struggles to access within herself. Hubble sees in Katie passion, conviction, and depth that fascinates him. But fascination is not the same as true joining. ACIM distinguishes between love and dependency upon psychological roles. The tragedy in The Way We Were is not simply that two people drift apart. It's that each unconsciously asks the relationship to stabilize conflicting identities. Katie especially wrestles with this. She longs for authentic connection, yet also needs her moral intensity to remain intact. Hubble longs for peace and affection, yet avoids deep confrontation with himself. So love becomes intertwined with compromise, adaptation, disappointment, and projection. ACIM would say the ego does not merely seek love, it seeks confirmation of identity, and eventually those identities begin grinding against each other. The political backdrop matters too. The era's tensions mirror inner division, idealism versus comfort, truth versus convenience, conviction versus conformity. The external world reflects the split mind. There's also something deeply ACIM-like in the movie's tenderness toward human limitation. Nobody is portrayed as purely villainous. The pain emerges less from evil than from unconsciousness, fear, and incompatibility of defended selves. That's psychologically mature. The ego often wants simple narratives: good person, bad person, victim, offender. But real relationships are usually more layered. The famous ending scene is especially powerful through an ACIM lens. There is love still present, care still present, recognition still present, but the relationship form no longer carries the fantasy it once held. That's important. ACIM does not teach that every relationship must remain in form forever to be meaningful. Sometimes the healing is not in preserving the structure, but in releasing the demand that another person complete our inner fragmentation. And memory itself becomes a theme. The ego romanticizes the past selectively. It edits reality into emotional mythology. The Way We Were becomes more emotionally charged than what actually was. Abe would say the mind often clings to memory because memory preserves identity continuity. If I keep replaying the story, I keep replaying the self. There's also a subtle sadness in Hubble's character that feels spiritually relevant. He moves through life with charm and flexibility, but avoids deeper integration. ACIM might frame this as adaptation without true healing. Katie, meanwhile, struggles with rigidity and emotional intensity. Her sincerity is real, but sincerity alone does not dissolve suffering if identity remains heavily defended. The relationship reveals both of them to themselves. That's one of the great functions of relationship in ACIM. Not completion, but exposure. The special relationship eventually reveals the hidden beliefs each person carries: fear of abandonment, fear of losing self, fear of conflict, fear of vulnerability, fear of not being enough. And underneath all of it is the ACIM insight that love itself is not the problem. Possession is, projection is, expectation is, identity investment is. The tenderness of the film comes from recognizing that genuine care can exist even when forms cannot sustain the weight placed upon them. And maybe the deepest ACIM thread in The Way We Were is this: sometimes what hurts most is not losing another person, but losing the version of ourselves we became while trying to be loved by them.